Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell for our weekly videos. So this is part 3 of the Tamiya Avante 88 first edition. Let's jump straight in and have a quick recap on what we did on the last video. So on the last video, we got the shell sorted out, we put some new paint on it on top of the old 30-year-old paint. The paint, the original paint and the plastic is a little bit faded, so it doesn't quite match this sort of the new. It's not as bright as it should be, but it still looks great. So today's mission, we're going to get it all decaled up. As you can see, I fitted the new shoes on it, new wheels. We had the originals, but they were not in great shape. They've actually got the foams in, where these haven't. But I'm not going to run it with these tyres on, I'm going to run it with these on. So we'll keep the foams in, and then when I finish running it, we'll take the foams out and put them in the new ones. Because this will probably sit on the shelf, I would imagine. What else is there? So I've got to whiz the driver out, I've got to paint the driver's helmet silver, and then we've got the helmet decals to go on. I actually thought for some reason the helmet should have been red, and that's why I left it alone, and I've only checked this morning. So we'll paint that silver, and then when it's hardened we'll get those decals on. And then, as I say, we'll get all the main car decals on, and then when that's done we'll open it back up, and then we'll start fitting the radio gear. We've got the Yokomo Impulse 14-turn brush motor fitted in there already on a 21 tooth pinion, so it's just a case of connecting the radio gear up, centering everything and sticking the steering servo in, and then picking an electronic speed controller to use. So let's get cracking. Right, that's the wing decaled up, looks pretty cool. Looks a lot better when it's on the car, when there's no light shining through on these marks. But yeah, pretty cool that I saved the Jackman wheels decal, because that one was in a bit of a state, but it doesn't look too bad at all. And then we've got the main shell, which looks pretty awesome, to be honest. Yeah, I'm well chuffed with that. Looks pretty cool. Also did the driver's head in silver, so that's just drying. So I think the next thing to do now is we get cracking on these tyres, and we get this tyre writing done, which is a bit of a nightmare on these because the writing's on the surface, so there's no ridges to follow. So this should be good. So let's get cracking. Right, that's her with the shell and wing on. Tyres are done. I do need to let this white tyre paint harden and then go over it with a craft knife, because I've gone over in certain areas. From a distance they always look amazing, but yeah, close up this needs to be perfect. But oh boy, I have to say, what an absolute beast. She's come up a treat, she really has. She's come up better than I expected. Obviously we've got new wheels and tyres, so it does spruce it up, but because everything, all the metalwork's clean now, I just can't get, I don't know if you can see it on camera, these marks on the canopy, I just can't get them off, which is a bit unfortunate. I'll give it another go before I finally fit the driver. Maybe some of it will come off. So basically I'm just going to let that harden now. So we'll get what's the next stage? We'll get some radio gear together, and we'll start installing it. Right, so just quick mock up so I can centre the steering servo, whatever. But I've just made a connection, make sure everything's working. So the new servo we've got, it's a brand new Futaba, so that's fine. We've got the brand new new Rain 320 amp unlimited brush speedo. Set it to NIM just for testing this. We'll only run it with NIM to start with, but as I say, we've got that and we've got some power. So we're good to go with that. Just turn this off. So next step, we'll get this servo fitted in the car. I've got a servo saver ready for it, and then I believe that's going to have to go on its side because it's going to stand too tall up here. But we'll get it on its side, and then we'll tidy the wiring up. So let's do everything in. That was a bit of a mission. You haven't got a great deal of space. Looks like you've got a lot of space, but you've got this height issue. Anyway, we've velcroed the receiver down. Switch has gone to the back. Put this little mini aerial on. And I've tidied the wires best I can out of the way. Not much room, your battery's in. Got to try and bring your lead up through here and then connect, but because I've not changed this over to the Deans yet, I'm having to use this adapter, so it's taking a little bit of extra space. But not to worry. So I think next stage is now I'll put the under tray back on. What we'll do, yeah, we'll put the under tray back on. We'll stick the wing back on, and we'll stick the wheels back on, because I'm not happy with the alignment of the wheels. So now I've got the servo in, we can check that. So let's do that next. I'll just give it a little, not a blast, I'll just run it around the floor, and there's no crunching or anything. So let's just take it outside. As I say, it's only 7.2 nim, so let's just take it nice and gentle, see what it does. Make sure there's no nasty noises. Excited. This is the first time I've ever drove an Avante. It's only 7.2 nim. It's got a 14 turn brush motor in, but we're just going to make sure there's no nasty noises. Well guys, as you can see, I've got a dirty big smile on my face. That was absolutely awesome. That was a bucket list moment for me. Sad I know, but this is my favourite ever Tamiya, and to get hold of an original Mach 1 from 88 and actually sort of restore it and then take it out and run it, it's just a dream come true for me. So I'm really excited. I've got to say, my first impressions of how it handled was awesome, to be honest. It had the old tyres on with the foams in, and you could feel it, they weren't really sort of digging into the tarmac, but it didn't matter. The rear wheels were spinning on the rear tyres, and I could hear the centre diff firing up. But all in all, it's got a good turn of speed on it as well, and that was only a 7.2 nim. The only thing I did notice was when I trued the steering, but under power, when I give it kind of full beans, it really wanted to drift off to the right. Now I think I haven't got this wheel, this angle isn't correct, because when you sit the car down gently on all four, this wheel is slightly up. So I believe that's probably why it was pushing off. So I need to get some gauges out, and before we do the next proper running video, we'll get that sorted. But now I'm happy with the gearbox, or gearboxes. So I'm not sort of worried about running it now. So obviously the next video we'll get her out and we'll get her on some proper terrain, and we'll also be using the 2S LiPo in it with the same motor, which will give it that extra kick of beans. So super excited about the next video. So once again guys, thank you for watching, especially on this video, with it being my personal favourite. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe and notification button for our weekly videos. And stay tuned for parts, well, whatever it is, part 3 or part 4, where we actually run this, and we'll give us some pain. And sorry, as always guys, happy RCing.